The difficulty, I think, for those of us who are committed to the regular public schools is the fact that charter schools are so limited in the population that they serve.
But it's going to be hard to lift the cap until we actually lift the crap. And we have to lift the crap off some of the conversations we're having. One of them is, let's not raise the cap because charter schools only serve a small segment of the student population. Your exam schools serve a small segment of the population. And trust me, there's not a line of people wanting to close down Boston Latin.
Charter schools in Massachusetts have significantly lower percentages of English language learners and children with special needs relative to regular public schools. That's clear. We also know from a report, and this is from a report that actually MTA did on the Boston charter schools, that there's nowhere near the same percentage of English language learners and special needs students. So I was thinking about that in terms of sort of this two-tiered system that we've created.
But they fail to put out that there is a lottery system. Charter schools do serve, and our numbers are growing in ELL. But they don't point out that from Central America, where the children come, they come at different times of the year. They don't point out that, and that is one of the reasons that charter schools can't really enroll those. There's a lottery system that prevents us to do that. Now that's the state. We can change that law, and we'd be happy to take more ELL students. And I'm sure the next argument is we do not serve special education students. Here again, wrong. We do serve special education students. But I will say this to my colleagues to my left and my right, that yes, we can do more in charter schools in this area. And that is the difference, is we are not looking for a fight. We are looking for serving children, primarily Black and Latino children, children who look like me.
The other thing that is a critical piece here in Massachusetts, and it is becoming more dramatic over time, is what it means in terms of the funding that leaves the schools and goes with the students. And again, I'll quote the Northeastern Law School study. The ongoing expansion of the charter sector, along with the accompanying pressure on public school budgets, undermines the ability of some local districts to preserve and protect the rights of the larger group of children remaining in the public schools.
The legislature came up with a system, a formula of reimbursement to the local schools. In other words, a child leaves a district school, goes to a charter school, and because of some cost that have to change, they set up a formula. I think it's 125, 25, 25 percentage. Now, what the legislation has failed to do has failed to pay that rent. They have not given the public schools the money, the agreement that they had. Now, I don't believe in that agreement. I don't believe in paying rent twice. But that was the deal. We supported it, and it's on the legislature as part of the deal of lifting the cap. So I don't know. That's a problem that I think the unions have to go and talk to the Senate and to the representatives. Don't blame us for doing the fine work that we're doing.
I'm thinking about what the title of this program would seem like if it was public education, hedge fund managers, and civil rights. What would the conversation be that we were having? Because the reality is that in New York City, Eva Moskowitz, who has been pushing the charter schools in New York City, is funded by the 1%, by hedge fund managers. And Families for Excellence in Education, planted right here in Boston, funded by hedge fund managers.
I think it would be good to actually have a conversation about public education, hedge funds, and teacher unions. In fact, we have it right now. It's called your Pension Investment Fund. When you take a look at the Massachusetts Investment Fund, and you take a look at where they invest money for your state employees, which include teachers, 40% of the investments that they have targeted for growth are in the global international index market. That includes emerging markets, that includes domestic, and that includes global. Those are mostly for-profit. 10% of your funds are actually invested in hedge funds and what they call alternative assessments, private equity, real estate, hedge funds, and others. So in fact, if you take a look at what's going to ultimately help your teachers retire, it's actually hedge fund money and other money, so you already have it.